It's Monday morning, and we're going to get some shit done like we do every day. Oh, watch the licorice, watch the licorice. Come on in. What we're planning on doing today is me and Jolene are going to, I'm going to get Jolene to help me today. We're going to concentrate on this 40. We had it outdoors the other day. It started to rain. We pushed it back in. We want to concentrate on this car today. We want to get some primer on it, so we're going to put some mud on it. Jolene's going to sand some rust down, get some places geared for primer. You have to remind yourself everything that has bare metal has to be sanded before we put primer on it. Also, we do not want to prime over top of the rust. I do not want to do that. I do want to do that. I just want to prime the areas that we've been fixing and try to get it out of the shop and get it over the other shop. We're starting to clean some junk out of there, get some stuff out of there, then we can put it over in the junk pile, and we can put our cars in the storage containers over there, and that's what we're going to do. When this is out of the way, then I'm able to pull this out in the middle of the floor. I'm able to pull Jolene's car back out and get the control arms done. That's basically what I want. John's air station. Good news and bad news. And neither of it's, heartbreaking or anything. It's just news, you know what I'm saying? When we painted it last night, when we put the guide coat down, or the value shade with the red, we were hoping that it made it a little more orangey, that made the color just a little bit more orange. It did not. It did not. When we take the sign, this is the color that he wants. He does not want a bunch of different yellows in his collection. He wants the right. So I'm saying that we're not there. It's not there. It's not the right color. It did turn out shiny. I would pass the paint job along if it was the right color. I would say we were able to recover 80% of the fish eyes, and it came out really nice. And what I did is I kept fogging it on, and I kept it half, wet, just fogging it on, just watching it, and all of a sudden I come in and put one nice heavy coat on and got a nice sheen out of it and got it to flow. But as you can see, she's not absolutely perfect, but she looks really good. But that does not matter, seeing where we're off on the color. So what we did first thing this morning, we ran and went down far as Windsor, and a friend of mine named Robert, a few years ago, made this color, and I did not spray it. And what I did is I had it in the cupboard in there, hard to believe, I had it in there that many years, and went back down, and I got him to mix it again. So we're hoping that we're going to be right on the next one. I'm just going to wait. I just painted it last night. Everything's fine. I'm just going to wait a little bit, and then I'll rub this down with like an 800 or 1000. I do not have to rub it really hard with anything to get the paint to stick. Let's face it, we just painted it last night. I just wanted to not gum up the paper, so I would do 800 to 1000, just wipe that off, and then we'll spray it again that color. No big deal. We'll just leave it like that. But it is a very good base. We've got nothing much to fix other than spraying another color. That's basically it. And it looks really good. Jolene did a fantastic job on getting it ready. Fantastic. Both pieces look really nice. All three pieces look really nice. But it is not the right color. And what we have done is we've gone and got another color. We may as well open it up and just take an eye for it. This is the color that we sprayed on. And this happens sometimes, you know what I mean? Not everybody's perfect, that's for sure. This happens, and you know what I mean? It's just how you're able to take it, how you're able to roll with it. That looks a little better to me. Looks a lot better to me. And I think we'll be much happier with that. Also, now we have a code that we're going to go by. We're going to pass it on to John. So anytime if we paint something for him, or if he has anything painted, we have his white rose color. Without a doubt, we have the white rose color, in my opinion. So we'll just throw that aside, and we'll go with the new stuff. It shouldn't take much to cover it, so he'll have a little paint left over for him to do, maybe the odd thing or two. But that went very well. Feet underneath there resting. That's Jolene's Bugatti. I'm going to, when this leaves, then this can be pulled back out, and then we can do the front control arms and that sort of stuff. So basically what's going to happen right here at the present moment, I'm going to give Jolene a DA. I'm going to get her to sand this metal off nice. I'll get her to sand the rust off the door here a little bit, maybe feather it, take the DA and sand that off, just hold it flat, go back and forth up to here. You'll have to take that off by hand because it's on the round part. I'm going to go to the other side, throw on a little bit of mud, trying to get the other side mudded out a little bit while she's doing sanding off the rust. I want her to take that off. You can probably open the door and take it off by hand, or you can do whatever, go down the edge maybe. And what we'll do is we'll get it in 40-80. We're just going 40-80, and then we'll throw a little bit of primer on it so I can take it outside and try to have the bare metal cover it up, because we have done welded the fenders on. I just don't want to go back too far backwards on it. With this glass on it, I call it glass, but it's a fiberglass reinforced filler. But with that, no rust will go underneath that. As you can tell, wherever this car has been filled out, there's no rust. This fender has fill on it here, there's no rust. The whole roof is got no filler in it because it got rust. Where it has got no filler, that's where we have filled it out when we have chopped it. You can sort of tell that, I can anyways. And down here where it's filled out, there's where the rust is. Basically, that's what it. So I'm going to throw some filler on this. I'm going to try to sand this, get this going off here. I'm going to block this off, put some mud on that. I'm going to scratch that off, get that going. And Jolene's basically going to try to scrub some rust off it. She can take the rust off up here with the DA if she wants to. You can do, like I want you to do the door. But we don't want to go up here too far. I don't want to go up here on this thing. I just want to stay basically the door, the front fender, the hood, and the other front fender. It doesn't matter if you go up in here or not. But let's go for it. I do not want to prime over anything that is rusty. That is for sure. I basically want to just put filler on stuff that is metal and is not shaped right. And let's go for it. This running board can be sanded down. You can sand that running board down with a DA, get it ready for filler, or get it ready for, like, all the metal has to be sanded before we apply filler, primer, anything it has to be sanded. So basically that's what we're going to do today. We're going to leave that alone in there for just a little bit. We might spray it at the end of the day maybe. I want to show you something. When I get a little hop in my get along, I got a sore knee for some reason. I'm kind of ailing it, but that paint where I put that's the paint I used. I put the whole quart of paint on there to cover that. I kept fogging it, trying to get rid of the fish eyes. It did take more material, but in the end I kind of saved the paint job, sort of, but didn't. It's not the right color. But you can see how that's hard, and it's first thing in the morning. We just sprayed it yesterday. That's quite a bit of paint to be hard, and have that hardener work so good. Sometimes the hardeners, it don't harden like that, but that worked very well. But basically, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to get a little primer on this, push it into the other shop over there. Then that gives me room for that, and Jim's car. Jim's car needs a floor in it. We'll be going at that pretty soon. And basically, we're going to show you what we're doing, and that's all we can do. That's all we can do. Show you what we're doing, and that's it. So I'm going to go for it. Jolene, I don't know if Jolene's going to cut my mic off so you can hear her talk or not. Okay, go for it. Yep, so Jolene is telling me that she's just going to go to work. Thanks for the sand and paper, dude, whoever, the guy's name, we had the name who sent it. Yeah, we thank you for the sandpaper. Jolene is going to use it on the primer on the door to sand the rust down off it, get the rust cleaned off it. She'll move along quite quickly, I hope. We'll see what happens. We'll just go with the flow, won't we, baby? Huh? Just go with the flow. That's all we can do, is go with the flow. I'm ready to rock and roll here. I need a DA. I like using the 8-inch if I want to scratch anything up real quick. See what rough we're doing? Basically, everything has to be scratched before you apply anything. Everything has to be scratched. This is polyester primer, so I'm scratching the polyester primer so I can apply filler on top of it. I'm still going to take these rings off and show you how they can be fixed. There's a man down the road that fixes these, and he's done an amazing job from what I've seen. The last couple of pieces of stainless steel that he has fixed, it's been amazing, and I would like to show you and him show me at the same time. It would be nice. I'm going to take them off. You should always take your stainless off your car before you start sanding on it, because you have the chance of hitting it, and if you hit it, then you have to fix it. And then if you have no one to fix it or polish it or whatever, then it seems like it's another process that you have to learn or you have to go through. But I just put it on there for visual. I realize this is all has to be polished and fixed. And it's just because I'm using what I have out of the old car that's out in the dooryard. That's what's going on there. Jolie's got her mask on. You're just holding that flat and you're going probably at 4 or 5 on speed. Then the DAs, it depends a lot on how fast you go. So I'm like, go ahead, baby, you're allowed to go. I would never want to hold her up. Basically, when you use the DA like that, all I ask is that you go flat. And if you go flat, that means you're keeping the panel flat. You start digging it and holding it over and doing the flop thing. I have to relocate Fina's bed. She's over in the other spot. She doesn't like it out in the sun. It's too hot. Get up. Get up. There you go. Take the stainless off here. She probably don't like the dust either, but screwdriver down there. Basically what I'm doing right now, this fiberglass has been on here for a while. I'm just scratching it up so I can apply something over it. I hear it a lot on the YouTube thing or even on the Facebook thing. Why don't I finish everything? Well, I have so many projects on the go. Sometimes it takes me a while to get something finished. But when I do finish it, there'll be 4 or 5 of them, not one of them. I have projects all over the dooryard or all over the place, and I like it that way. Let's face it, I like it that way. You want to take this part, take it on your hand like that. Just you can scrub that one clean and leave the top. You can sand the top part, that goes, yes, but I just want that rust off before we put any primer over top of it, that's all. And that's basically it. And this car, you know, the chop is done. I've had this car for a long time. The chop has been done. The fenders were molded on. You know, there's a whole bunch of things that have been done, but it's basically been over time, and that's what I do, a little bit here and there, a little bit here and there. And one day, I might have it done. And I'll be happy with that, you know. I'll be happy with that. I guess it matters which ones take priority, and it's just like in life, you know. Priorities take charge. If things, or they do in my life, anyways, priority always takes number one, priority, and priorities are things that have to be done. This car is not a priority; it's a project that is fun for me to do once in a while. These little stripping wheels are very, very, very nice. I'll pull all this stuff out later and sandblast that in there, but I just want to get the filler around it looking good. Now, seeing where we're playing in the sun, I gotta go drag everything out here, I guess. Get a blowgun. And what we'll do is we'll just be careful when we blow the primer on. We'll have a little piece of cardboard or something and put it where we need it to not cover the rust, to leave the rust where it's at. Wherever we fixed, we'll prime. Where we haven't fixed, we will not prime. Probably should have scratched up more around here. Where it's not scratched up, you don't want to put filler over top where it's not scratched. On the primer, that is on the... Cool. I will use this thing for whatever I can use it for. That's what I'll use it for, whatever I can use it for. If you want to, wherever, I don't know where the welder, oh shit, the welder's on the other side. Take and scratch that off, baby. Just right. You take and scratch, get that cleaned up. Okay. Mix a little filler and put it on top. If you want to scratch it out and make it looks pretty good. Oh, you're going right along then. Good. Scratch it out a little bit and I'll put a little filler on it for you. I'll put some filler on it for you. Where did I take that over there? I'll give you a couple places to go for. Ooh, nice and warm out here. Get the body feel warm. Wow, that'll harden up so fast, make your head spin. I better get out of the sun. Nice and warm though. It's been a while since we've had weather. The old filler is like that. You know what I mean? I could just play with that stuff. I could. This here, I knew this needs a spot when I first did it. What happens is I've got two different layers of filler going on here. This is filler from a long time ago that I cut the grill out. This is fill here from just a while back and some fiberglass. But when you have two different hardnesses of fill, they feather different together. They do. And if you don't notice that, they do. That's why I like to flood it all as one. And let's leave that there. That control arm does not matter. Not going to stay on the car. Probably going to do something different there. Basically what I'm flooding this out for is a difference in texture of fill in between each other. That's basically what I'm doing it for. It's always nice to pull some back once in a while instead of always going the other way. Ouch. I've got just enough back here for Jolene's little boo-boo. If I can get it on before it goes hard. Not really. Go with that. So right now I'm just going to continue on putting filler on. When that gets half decent, then Jolene can sand on it. She certainly can. I'll get a rag going here. You want to sand the grill? You can sand the grill off, sure. That'd be awesome if you'll do that. Never even thought. Good thinking, Jolene. You certainly can. Use that or, well, I'd probably just use a piece of hand paper, try to get that. You just start getting the DA, you'll end up tearing the edges off it. Grab a seat and smile at the camera and go for it. I'll mix some filler on this fender over here. I got to basically do the other same on the other thing on the other side. So I got to cover it all. Yeah, you can take the rust off the. On the other side. Whatever you want to do, baby. Whatever you want to do. You know me, May? Whatever you want to do. That's fine by me. Spread a little mud on her. It'll go rest for a while, the car will. And then I'll get back to it again and do some more to it some other time. I guess the main concern this year will be to try to get Jolene's car finished. That'll be the main concern, probably. Not that we'll be going to any shows or anything. I'm going to do here some mud on here. And I do also, like I've said from the beginning, it does not matter to me how much you put on, because you need it to do what you need the product. You need the product to get done what you need to get done. And if you do not put it on, you can't get it done. So I'll put her on. I have no fear of putting it on. Do it, baby. What? Have no fear of putting body fill on, do I? No. No. It does the deal, you know. When you're building something, you're building a custom car. It's what it's about sometimes. About how you... It's the biggest part of your car sometimes. And the better you get it on, sometimes the easier it is to sand it and get it well done. So Jolene's going to try to scrape the drill up and get it clean. Tear all the rust off. You got to try to get that off too. She's gonna go at that and play with that. Try to get the rust off it. I'm going to load this side up with filler so we can sand it. We don't want her elbowing that side of the filler. You didn't get it. You didn't get it, sweetheart. You didn't get it. Well, that'll tell us when the minutes. Let us know how many minutes we have. We can put some primer on one side, sure, if you want to. If you want to do that in the hour, we can do that to show what's going on. Sure, we can. Get you to mix up the primer. Just look at me, right? So what I'm basically doing on this fender here, where I have it, I say it so many times, is I'm going to flood it and then sand it down to the ocean surface. And the ocean surface is the metal of the car. So at any time, it does not matter how much fill you put on because you're sanding it down to the ocean floor. So you're only putting on what filler is needed to make it look good. That's what I'm telling myself anyways. That's what I tell myself. Then it's 40 grit, 80 grit, then you are able to prime. You know, within reason. Yip, 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 yip. Nobody gives no love on this stuff, if you know what I'm saying. Nobody gets any love. What I'm saying is that the body fill, or the Bondo, the body fill, whatever you want to call it, some reason, somehow, gets a bad name. And the sad part is, we all use it. Or that do body work, you know what I mean? It gets a bad name, but we all use it. I don't care who you are or where you're from. When you paint your car, you have filled it in some certain way. And it's a taboo thing sometimes. But for me, it's reality. I know that cars are filled out. And I don't mind telling anybody they are. I would never want to hide anything from anybody. That, you know, something that you need to know on your project. Let's face it, if it's my business, I don't need to tell you, no. But if it's something that affects, you know, something so simple as fixing your car, I will let you know. Jolene just sighed, and I liked how she sighed. I'm going to stay at that. It's getting hard on me. And I know that because when I pull it, it goes funny. It goes into a different, what can I say that? It doesn't lay out smooth. It starts to lay out rough. It goes to a different texture. That's when you know your body fill's getting hard on you. They say you're supposed to mix it at 3%. 3%, so if you took a bunch out, you'd split it in half, that would be 50. Then you split it again, that would be 25. Then you split it again, you'd have 1250 or something like that, whatever it works out to. But they say you're supposed to do it 3% of what you put on the board of hardener is 3% of hardeners to make it cure. Like I say, we're just going to hit her and run her next door and store her for a little bit until we feel like doing it again. It's just, I don't want to let it sit the way it is in bare metal, that's all. So today's such a beautiful day. We're out in the sunny weather. Baby, what? Man? You can see, like, listen, the weather means a lot in people's, the way they feel, I think, because it's for me. I know that the weather makes me feel, you know, a certain way sometimes, and we're not so fortunate to have the good weather all the time. We have to, what do we have to do? Endure what we get, don't we? I think that makes us, you know, even though we don't have the good weather all the time, I think that makes us a little more down to a little more nicer because we appreciate things. It's kind of funny, eh? When you have something all the time, it's hard to appreciate. And when we have weather that we have sometimes, it's easier for us Canadians or Nova Scotians to appreciate things, isn't it? For us to go here and appreciate this day like this. I don't know how many other people that have beautiful weather every day go outside and say, wow, it's beautiful. I'm not sure, but when we have it, we sure do notice it, don't we? We don't take it for granted. We don't take it for granted. That's just like our partner sometimes. I have Jolene around all the time. You have to be careful not to take something for granted. And I do not take Jolene for granted. I love Jolene so much. See, I got my fix this morning. I got my fix. I got my fix. Get that back. Oh, sorry. Trying to get too close. Doing the job. She's putting sexual advantages on me, boys. Touching me while I'm working. That made you laugh, did it? Made me laugh too. Inside. Trying not to waste the filler that I have. I'm trying to slide it on here. Just trying to cover it all together. Using her up the best I can. Got a little place down there. I want a little well going on. I'm not going to put no filler on it because it's not finished yet. I'll burn the fill off and redo it, but I'm not putting anything on it because it's not finished. And if I do, I'm just fooling myself. You watch, you've got filler behind you, sweetheart. You'll have to let us know at 45 something minutes or something like that. We'll have to know when the time to prime. You'll have to let us know. Yeah, we got the color this time, haven't we, baby?
Yep.
Huh? Got the color this time. Got the color this time. See what's going on, can you? Good, good, good. Holy shreddies. 4080 prime, people. 4080 prime. No. I don't know if that's 3% or 10% or 5%. Not sure. I just mix her. But that's what they say.
You want me to scan this off?
What off? The fill? Sure. Grab yourself a piece of 40 grit. There's a piece of 40 grit and fold it in half in the other room in there. And you can just stroke it by hand there. Aye. Oh, geez, put my hand on there early. Found a piece of 40 there. There was a piece already folded up. That would be good for that, but you go ahead, fold her up, use her. That's what it's all about. What I like doing with it, I'll show you. Tell you the truth? No. Why, you think you can sand fill with the DA? Do you think you can hold on to her? It's hard to hold her flat. You can try it. You're most willing to try it. Go for it. But I don't know. I think that where that fill is in the right shape, what I mean by the right shape is I mean that it's in the right body shape, that you should be able to just scrub that off by yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Slow down there a little bit, Hiltsy. Slow down a little bit. Uh-oh, you're gonna get hard on me, I feel. So I'm just gonna dump it. There, I think you can use it. Getting hard on me. There's like a stroke it that way, all the way down. And then stroke it back the other way all the way down. If you know what I'm saying, so you're going to have to get up and go both ways. Or you don't have to get up and go both ways, but and try to keep it flat as possible because it's got like a nice roll to it there, right? And that's what you want to keep. Get a little more filler on here. I like to put it on the car and then spread it out, so as I'm putting it on, I'm putting it where I need it, and then I'll try to flatten it out after as I go. And that's what I'll do. That's what I do. And I'm into it already. I'm going to grab a different. Where's my small one at? Ah, come on, man. All right. That wasn't very successful. Letting it rub on your hands, are you? You know what I mean? Is that what you're letting it do? I wouldn't let it move. Don't let the 40 grit move around your hands. You'll have a sore hand. Hold it with your thumb, right? What's going on there? I don't clean up anything very well when it comes to the squeegee thing. It's just hard to keep them clean. I usually do a job with them and then buy new ones. I think they're like $3 or $10 or something like that. $3, $10, something like that. And I'm going to take this thing and start scoping this thing off, start roughing her up and getting her done. Basically, this thing's the exact same as the block. You don't hold it flat, you're not going to get it flat. How's that going for you? Oh, it's going good. It feels good. It feels real good. When I hit fiberglass, I know I'm getting close to the ocean floor because the fiberglass is put on very thin. I'm happy about one thing today. We got that color. We got that color. It's what needs to go on with that air station. We need the color. Now, here, look. A little bit of fill here. It wasn't taken off a long time ago. I'm going to take it off. Get some more sandpaper. Make us happy. Should bring that little block out. Sharp sandpaper is your friend, believe me. Sharp sandpaper is your friend. What I like doing in here, as if this is kind of scoped out here a little bit, I'm starting to see a little bit of fiberglass going on. I want to try to make it. I want to try to get it. There's another piece of sandpaper I want to use. Yes. There it is. There's where you hit it. Right. I like sanding this by hand. Nice piece of sharp paper. And crisscross it. It's nice to get the fill early once in a while. And what I mean by getting it early, getting it half soft, and that way there you really can dig it off. But another thing too, when it's half soft, half hard, it can be scraped off the metal very easy. I had fun there with the sun heating it on. Couldn't get done quick enough. And that's that sun sitting on it, you know what I mean? The sun hits it, it really takes off quickly. DA. We've got the hood welded on this car. Don't want to take it off yet. Sort of want to get everything fitting good. We will take it off in time, but it's not time yet. How'd yours come out? Good? That's what I'm talking about. Now that feels like it's all one. Right there, one feather. Feels good. Keep body filling like that, I'll get you do it all. Huh? Get you do it all. Got this little block here, or stick this on here for now. Sandpaper's good and oopsie daisy. Oopsie daisy. Showing the stuff over, what we're using. We're on the fiberglass, so we're not far away. What I'm thinking. I'd be able to use I would use the DA there if the hood wasn't there, but the DA's hitting the hood, so I'm backing off. I'm backing off, man. Did you? Let me see. I guess you did. Jolene reckon tore the skin off her hands for the old car. She did. I was going to show you how I do that. I open them up and I stick my hand to it instead of squaring it off like that. I know you hold that with your thumb, but these ones here I just take and stick it off. Then I stick my hand on this part and do it that way. But you were at it, so. You was at her, so I can say. If you know what I'm trying to tell you, you was at her. We're on the metal right there, so we know we're at the ocean floor. We're on the ocean floor. Right there is the first sighting. I'll stay back some. I don't mind sanding all that off. I need it to get where we're going, so that's what has to be done. That grill that Jolene's sanding, I wanted a Nash grill, and what I did is I took some flat bar and made my own. Feels good, give it a primer. I give it a little slice on it, punch the primer again. Put the primer, set it back indoors, and do it again some other time. This is what happens. And then I get her done. She'll be done. Not until. No, baby, not until. Minutes.
58.
58. Want to put primer on?
Do you want to, or do you want to wait till tomorrow and I can spray it?
Yeah, I'll do it tomorrow. Jolene can spray it tomorrow. Jolene's gonna spray primer tomorrow. Basically, we only show you what we're doing. We only show you what we're doing, and this is what we want to do to get this out of the shop. We want to put a little primer on the hood, a little primer on that fender. Put a little primer on this where we put the running boards on it. We did a little bit of work to it earlier on. If you want to, you can go back and watch that work. We did it. It's on YouTube, I think, is it not?
Yeah, I can maybe link the playlist for the playlist.
You can link the playlist for the 40. What I can say is, I like this style of car. I like them all, but I guess if I was to drive around in something, it would be something like this, you know. I like them all, but this is what we're doing. I put a little filler on that. When you hit the ocean floor, you must stop. You're not going any further. That's what doesn't look the best. We're just trying to flood it off so it looks really good. Where I'm hitting the fiberglass and everywhere is that's telling me that I'm really close to the metal because I tried to put that on as thin as possible. And you can see how it does make a difference when you do a car. You fill it a little bit and then you go back into it again. Your body fill is harder or softer in different areas, and that's why I like to cover it all sometimes. Not that it needs it, it's just nice to have it all one playing field. And basically that's what we're going for. Wherever I hit metal, I stop. This is over here, I'm hitting it here, and I'm stopping because I know I'm close everywhere else. You know, it's very close, there's metal. So I just keep going like that. We'll get it going the best we can, and then we'll throw some primer on it, and then it can sit for a little while longer. Might paint John's thing tonight. That'd be a nice thing to paint tonight. We'll probably paint that tonight, show you that first thing in the morning, and then we'll be on to priming this thing. So we'll be out tomorrow. You come back tomorrow. We'll have that resprayed. We'll have a different color on it. We should. And Jolene will be priming this. So tomorrow is going to be a big day. Be there or be square.
We'll give away a hat right now too.
We're going to give away a hat. Let's give away a hat. Let's give away a hat. Also, Joe, if you don't win a hat, you want a hat or a shirt, Jolene has an online store. If you want to buy something, it's muchly appreciated. It's all appreciated. I mean, that's what the business we're into. That's the business we're into. We appreciate you. You appreciate us. Makes for a good relationship, does it not? Does for me. As soon as someone steps out of line, then that's when we have to tell each other. And the only way you would know is if the person communicates right. Huh? I think that honesty is the easiest solution of communication, if you know what I'm trying to say. That just, yeah. We get 200 comments, 300 comments, 400 comments, 500 comments, 590 comments.
I may up the comments to 1,000 comments sometime.
Okay, so you just heard it, or you may not have heard it. Jolene's going to up it to win a hat or a shirt. We're going to up it to 1,000 comments because we've done so well over the last little while. We've got 590 on this one. We're going to give away a hat, t-shirt, that's for sure, and answer their question or acknowledge what they've said. And we're going to try to move up to 1,000 comments to get more people writing it down, so commenting, so we can progress. Art Loggy? Yesterday's show is a perfect example of your mantra? Repeat, repeat, repeat. You are so true. Yesterday, when I sprayed John's stuff, I was thinking about how did I get those fisheye? Because that has to come in your brain. I had to reflect. And there was a comment on the page that said something about the plastic in the Tim Hortons cup. I'm going with that guy. I usually wash them out with thinner before I do that. Yes, I do. And I feel like I did not repeat that part, and that's what happened. It does affect because I did not repeat. I should have washed that out with thinner first and then done it. That's what I'm thinking. But as we go along, the paint color was different wrong anyways. We sort of knew that before we got into it. That's why we went with the red as an underlay, trying to get it more orange. Once you go to the store and you get it mixed up and you bring it home, like, when you take it back and say that's not the right color, like it's hard to, I've found that it's hard to do that. You more or less have to suck it up and go with it. But we went down and got another one because this is not something that we're getting paid for. This is something that we want to do for somebody. So we want to get the color right to give it to them. That's what we want to do. So this morning we did the deal, went down, got the right color, I'm pretty sure. It's looking better. But you come back tomorrow, you'll get to see Jolene Prime and hopefully have more comments and win another hat. Jolene's hands are tore up. She's holding them like she's never held before. Yeah. She'll be lucky to hold my hands tonight. Her hands will be so rough. I said, ooh, your hands are rough, baby. Got them all tore up?
Yeah, a little
bit. Oh, Jesus. Anyway, see you tomorrow. This is what we're doing today. We didn't want to show you anything other than what we're doing. We're not making things up. I want to get this out with the primer on it. I want to bring Jim's car in. I want to finish John's stuff. And then we got the two Bugattis to work on. Stick with us. See you tomorrow.